the podcast where I'm going to show you how we construct congruent segments, and then I'll show you how we do it with Geogebra. I'm going to show you how we're going to construct a segment that's congruent to this green segment EF and also this blue segment EF. All we do is, with constructions, remember we only use a compass and a straight edge, so I'm going to grab my compass tool, because all we need to do is make each segment the radius of a circle. So I'm going to put a point down somewhere where I can make these segments start. So I'm going to start at this point right there that I just put on the screen right here. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this blue one first. All I'm going to do is I'm going to make the segment itself a radius of a circle. So I'm going to use my compass, and I'm just going to mark out the length of this segment here of our triangle, and that's now going to be the radius of a circle, right? Like as I move this around, notice where the pen follows, nice circular path. Okay, so and it has the radius length of our segment EK here, right? Because that's exactly what I marked out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my center of my compass to my point, and I'm going to draw my circle. So now anywhere on this circle, I can draw a segment that's the equal length as EK. So I'm going to draw it with, I guess, the same orientation. So as long as I draw that segment right there, that radius is the same as the radius we used to measure out our compass. So there's a segment that's congruent to this blue one, and maybe I'll even make it blue real quick just to keep us on track here. Alright, now this green one, maybe I'll make my pen color green as I make the circle. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to take my point here, that's the center of a circle. I'm going to mark out or measure out my segment length. That's going to be the radius right there. And now I'm just going to create another circle with my green pen. That now, since they share a center point, it's like this vertex point here of angle E, right? So now what I can do is just draw another radius that goes to the green circle. Then that's guaranteed to be the same length as EF. Okay, so now as I change this color, you can see that really these segments are the exact same as these segments. It's just that we have to figure out, and actually you can see the blue is equal to the blue, and green is congruent to green. Alright, so that's how we construct congruent triangles. So just to show you with Geogebra real quick, let's do the exact same thing here. Let's do a segment that's congruent to the green one and to this blue one here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do this green one first. So I'm going to make a circle that has this segment length as its radius, segment AB here. So I'm going to grab my circle with center and radius because I know the length of my radius. It's this segment AB. So I'm going to click somewhere to start my center. Or my circle. That's the center of it. And the radius is going to be this AB length. So I'm going to type capital AB. And now it creates a circle. So remember that any point or a segment that connects to the center and any point on the circle is a radius, and that radius was set to be the exact same as this length here. So there's a segment that's congruent to segment AB. So I'll make it green, make it stand out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do this blue one here, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. Maybe I'll hide this circle, so I'm just going to click the object, and then I'm going to right click it and go to show object and click that, so we can hide our circle. So now at point D here, I'm going to create another segment that's the exact same length as this blue one, okay, starting at D. So I just need to create another circle centered at D. And now I'm going to use this radius right here, AC. So I'm going to use AC as the length of a radius, starting at D. And now when I put a segment or a radius on this circle, it's automatically the length of the blue one. Okay, so that's exactly how we make congruent segments. It's just you make your segment the radius of a circle. Alright, so that's supposed to be blue. There we go. Alright, so that's how we make congruent segments.